Welcome to the show. I hope you are having a great Labor Day. Today we have a best of with my interview with author Rob Curnock about his thriller, An Eye for a Tooth. And then a little later in the show, we'll hear from some of the cast members of Waco Civic Theater's upcoming production of To Kill a Mockingbird that will be taking the stage Thursday, September 4th. And it's fun to have Rob Curnock back on the podcast. It's been 3 years, maybe longer.
Yeah, you've been in a slump for 3 years. If you
I
haven't had me on.
I haven't had you back, but we're going to talk about a brand new book that you have out, is An Eye for a Tooth, which is totally different than Dead Man Running, which was more of kind of a memoir of your political race.
Yeah, the one is a political
that we originally is what we talked about. So we're going to talk about Dead Man Running after we talk about your new book. Okay, we're going to kind of get a refresher on what's going on.
Okay.
With your writing. Of course, Rob Curnock owns Double Tape. If you're in Waco and been down Franklin Avenue, you see his business. Been
it's
there
a
how
landmark.
long? Well, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in business since actually I started it in a back room of my home in 1985 while I was working for KWTX.
Right, and so you actually dub tapes. I mean,
that's what we started off
doing.
Hence the name Double Tape.
Right, but you do all kinds of
we haven't dubbed tapes in 20 years because there's no longer any tapes to dub.
It's all digital.
Yeah, it's all gone. So now
That's
we
true.
basically take people's old photos, videos, films, convert them over to digital, flash drive, DVD. 95% of our customers go to flash drive. But that's the main thing we do with the public.
Yeah,
We still do some production and things like that. We used to do a lot of production in the area.
Well, and keeps you busy. I mean, you do, as you have for many, many years, you videotape depositions.
Right.
And, you have kind of, and it's an interesting business. But a sidelight of what you do is to be an author, which is really great. And first, tell them about your website, because you have, let's see, it is called
robcurnock.com.
That's hard, but
Tricky.
but no, it has something to do with writing or something.
Yeah, it's called...
Oh, Curnock Book Works.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah,
I put that together because after the first book came out, and it did pretty well. It's continuing to sell, and there's reasons for that. Then I came out with the second book, and then I was trying to get a traditional deal because the first two have been partnership deals.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also trying to get an agent. And so to do that, they want you to have a website. And so I threw together a little rudimentary
Oh, it looks good.
website.
I mean, that's good.
And, it just kind of shows what I've done, what's coming, because there's another book I'm really going to push to get an agent for, but it's a totally different book from these two.
Okay, so all right, so let's talk about your latest book, which is An Eye for a Tooth. It's a novel.
Correct.
And things that have been said about this book, in fact, local retired sheriff
Larry Lynch
says, An Eye for a Tooth is well written with a good storyline and intriguing characters with many twists, turns, and a surprise ending. It is unlike any other murder mystery I've ever seen. I highly recommend it. And, and he's a man of few words.
He is.
And this is high praise, but so many people have described An Eye for a Tooth as being original, that it's
Totally.
different than anything you've read before.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about the storyline. I mean, it's as you say, it's a crime novel.
It's a murder mystery.
Murder mystery.
Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. That's that. I mean,
But it's a lot of fun. It is a page turner. I read it really in kind of 2 sessions on plane flights.
Right.
So I mean, and people say it truly is a page turner. I mean, you don't want to put it down because the action is so well written, and it's a little bit bloody. I mean, it's a crime scene.
yeah, but it's sanitized. I could have made it a lot darker. It's
No,
drawn
you
from
couldn't have.
it's drawn from actual events, and my initial premise for the book.
So where did this happen? These actual events?
On the internet, and some people might recognize some things if once they've read the book. And I can't get into much more detail because like Larry Lynch came in and I was getting him, he wanted me to autograph one of the copies. And I asked him, I said, Larry, when did you figure out kind of what was going on? And he said, Rob, I'm embarrassed to say I've been in law enforcement my entire career. And it wasn't until deep into the book that I figured it out, and I was wrong.
So, yeah, because, I mean, you're not really sure. You're kind of cheering for the good guys and sometimes for the bad guys.
That's right.
So it really is kind of some of these moral gray areas.
But it's not morally ambiguous.
No, it's not.
It is.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because, I mean, you're very clear that you come from...
my hero comes from this perspective.
A perspective of being a Christian.
A born-again Christian.
Born-again Christian, conservative.
Politically conservative, who's trying to solve this mysterious crime or crimes that it starts off in Brownwood. I can give that much away.
Okay, so, right, it is set in Texas.
It's set in Central Texas.
And you will recognize some of the locations that are mentioned.
Right. And he's been drawn into this mysterious crime. So he and his partner are trying to solve this crime that appears to be a crime wave that's getting bigger, and the crimes are getting
scary.
more intense and worse. And so he and his partner are trying to solve this crime and catch the bad guys while they're dealing with the new woke culture of the FBI. And we had an FBI agent who was our technical advisor on this. Or I had an FBI agent, which was kind of an interesting story in itself. I could tell you, but you want me to tell you?
Sure.
It was pretty cool. My business converts people's old photos, videos, films, and I was about halfway into this book, and I had made the hero an FBI agent, and I was saying to my wife and others, I've got to make sure everything is technically correct, so I need to talk to an FBI agent. And one day I was sitting in my office, and I heard my manager in the back go, "I just watched an FBI graduation." What? I jumped up, ran in the bag, and go, "What?" And it turns out somebody had brought in a tape of their FBI graduation video.
Wow.
And so I called the guy, and I said, "John, here's what I'm doing. It's kind of weird. I'm writing a book, and I need to get some technical, expertise on all these things with an FBI agent. And could I come talk to you?" And he was really fun. He said, "Rob, since you're talking about my two favorite subjects, which is me and the FBI, I would be glad to do it."
I'll do it.
So we had several interviews, and everything was, he really was invaluable in it. I'm not saying he endorses everything, but he made sure everything is technically and accurate.
So like dealing with superiors and that kind of, that sort of aspect.
And how it's organized and what kind of, the technical aspects.
Right, and so you talk about, the woke culture, and I think...
And it is a problem.
There are some concerns with law enforcement, because I think the perception has always been that it's pragmatic, it's methodical, it's apolitical.
Supposedly.
You would think.
Supposedly.
But that's not what we're seeing
now,
and so that's kind of
one of the
impetus
from
for the book.
Yeah, one of the reviews from a local attorney, he was saying it's like were you a prophet, because you're pulling stuff that's in the book is straight out of headlines in today's news, and I mean it's just the society that we're in today, and so
everything is so politicized.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, some of these agencies that we thought were above all that are not.
No.
Seemingly.
No. And my contention has been all along, which is why I kind of got into writing, is people talk all the time about how, we're losing the culture war. If you're a conservative Christian, we're losing the culture war. And I'm saying, no, we're not losing the culture war. We've already lost the culture war. And part of that is because we don't have stories, media, entertainment for young people that have stories from our perspective.
Right.
And so when you read An Eye for a Tooth, that's one of the things that I heard feedback from in reviews and such, was that they didn't expect the bad guy to be the type of bad guy that he was, because they're always used to seeing the bad guys as from the other side of things. It's always the same.
The white conservative.
So yeah, exactly. So
really, I'm just going to say it.
This is where it's coming from. And that's what's refreshing, and that's why so many people, if it hits you, it really hits you. I mean, if you get what's going on in there, plus the topic, which you don't know about, and I'm not going to tell you about it here. You have to get the book.
Well, can we say though it has to do with animals?
No, you can't say that. There is.
It looks like an animal on the cover.
There is. Yes, if you are a pet lover, an animal lover,
right,
you will like this book. That's all
right.
I can say. You will love this book. Again, it just comes at things from a different perspective. Everything is not as it seems, and
right. Well, and that's right, and that's the mark of a good writer. Your dialogue is so well written, though. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Reading that. I did kind of get a little tickled, knowing that you're a strong believer, and personally, don't use profanity.
No.
Just don't.
Not unless I'm around Ann. Then I have to, because she's like a sailor.
The air turns blue. No.
I'm kidding.
That is not true.
It's
And
not
that's
true.
not
It's
true.
not
And
true.
that's why I got kind of tickled because, these are rough, tough law enforcement type, and you're not expecting to read. They're going, gosh darn it,
Yeah.
It's not a surprise that there would be profanity.
We're dealing with a lot of bad guys.
Bad guys
Yeah.
that are going to use profanity. I mean, and anywhere it's just it's everywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere. Even the one verboten word forever in broadcast, except for the dreaded F-bomb.
You and I have talked about that. I am so fed up with hearing the F-bombs.
I hate it. I hate seeing it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But you really weren't wanting to put. Well, I mean, you weren't wanting necessarily to write profanity in it.
No.
But you there is some.
But it's in it for a reason.
Okay, it's in it for a reason, but it's sanitized to the point where you leave the middle letters out.
My editor wanted me to print them out.
Go ahead and print it out.
She demanded
but I mean,
that.
your brain reads it. You get the word. I mean,
I said,
but
I'm not doing
I
it.
did kind of laugh. I
I'm
kind
not
of
putting it in
giggled
there.
a little bit at that. But
I know you wanted the full bad words in there, but I'm not doing it, Ann. I'm sorry.
I did not. But anyway,
I am kidding. This is all a joke. No, not at all of a joke, but that part is a joke.
no. But so you were encouraged. Oh, write the bad words
Well,
out.
again, it's part of the story. It really
Right.
is. It's a part of the story.
That you would expect. So it's not.
So I have to have it in there.
Unexpected.
And the violence, it's a murder mystery, so there's going to be some violence in it. And I did, like I said, the original concept, it would have been a lot worse. That was my original concept. I sanitized a lot of it.
So what kind of was this original, inspiration?
The original inspiration for this was, first of all, the concept that we have to try and start influencing, especially our kids, with entertainment and our values, not the values of the
this
Hollywood
was strictly
left.
written as a fun murder mystery thing,
Yeah, this isn't.
I mean,
just,
you weren't trying to make a political statement with this necessarily.
I wanted people to read a good, and again, good is subjective, but I wanted people to read a good, entertaining story that came from that conservative Christian side of the political scale.
Which
and
is
right now,
unique. I mean, that's a unique thing.
Exactly, because almost all the time, any murder mystery you read now, at best, your lead law enforcement officer is apolitical or to the left, and they certainly don't go to church. They certainly don't have religious leanings.
Right.
You don't get any of that. You do get that in this. That's the starting premise, and there's a bunch of other stuff that comes in which I can't get into because then I give it away.
Right.
But and so
excellent.
That's the point of this was that, and some people may go, well, but it's got the bad words in it. Well, yeah, but there's a reason, and it'll become evident.
Your hero refrains from
That's the whole point.
profanity.
Yeah, that's the whole
That
point.
it can be done. I think there are some people who now it's become so universal that they don't think it's possible to live a life without spewing
And that's one of the
profanity.
chapters in that book.
Yeah, but you can.
There is
It is possible.
there is a story and there is a chapter in there where it deals with trying to not
Yeah, right.
curse.
I remember that. Okay, so An Eye for a Tooth, available Barnes and Noble, available
Fabled is carrying
Amazon.
it. Barnes and Noble's carrying it on the shelves.
Sales going very well.
That's what I'm not sure, but Barnes and Noble contacted me last week and said they're going to start carrying it on the shelves because the sales are so
Yeah,
good.
good.
But it's available online at Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, all the major booksellers.
Okay, fun summer read. It's under the fiction thrillers crime.
That's right.
An Eye for a Tooth. Okay, let's go back in history. Dead Man Running. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that would be me.
this was a tale about your run for Congress,
That's right.
and so this was written some years ago.
About 3 or 4 years ago, it was released. Actually, I
good.
finished it a little bit before that, but I didn't release it for a while because I knew there might be some blowback from some areas.
Has that manifested?
Well, one, I kind of wondered what the focus of that book, and the book is about when I ran for Congress against the incumbent congressman at the time, whose name was Chet Edwards. And it basically, no one gave me a chance. No one thought I could win. No one would help us. We couldn't raise money. I even went to Washington and asked the National Party to get involved, and they just, they felt like there was no chance. And so my point was, well, at least stop hurting us, because people would be considering giving money to our campaign, and they were literally being told by the National Party and the state party, don't waste your money. He can't win. So we've got
I had
these.
just given up on.
Well, yeah,
this race.
and that's like one of the early chapters, and it talks about how what my reception was when I got down to Austin to file against this unbeatable congressman. And so, but people were being told, don't waste your money. You can give money to other races that will do better. And so that's what I went up to Washington. I'm begging them. I said, just at least stop hurting us.
Yeah.
They patted me on the head and say, well, we'll keep an eye on it. But all their numbers and all their stats, and I get it. They're professionals.
They're trying to help.
There was no way that Chet could lose. And so the book goes through, it's literally like a political Rocky.
Yeah.
It's written just in that form. It's like a story.
Yeah.
And it's gotten great reviews. Again, the best review is that people can't stop turning the pages.
Yeah, again, absolutely. Great writer. You're doing well in that. I think probably the most interesting aspect of the story, can you tell it?
About
Chet.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So-
he's told me yes.
So Chet Edwards, who was your opponent that you were running against, is one of your clients, one of your customers.
And we talk about that in the book, that
Right.
he was a client.
So how did he hear about it to want to read it?
Well, he evidently came in the shop several weeks ago to get some other work done, and we've kept a few copies
They're at your
under the
business
counter, under
there
the
at
glass.
double tape.
Yeah, because people will come in, and I try to get them to go to Amazon or Barnes and Noble or whatever,
Right.
because then they can leave reviews that people will read. Whereas if they buy it from me, I'll
just
put it
gonna
on my
read it.
little website,
Right.
but who's going to see that? So anyway, we keep a few copies under the counter, and I wasn't there. And so I came back, and my manager goes, "You're not going to believe who I just sold a copy of your book to." And I'm like, "I don't know." Well, she goes, "Chet Edwards." And I said, "What?"
Yeah, what?
She goes, he was looking at the books and under the counter while she was doing something else. And she came back out, and he goes, "Did Rob write a book?" And
So he didn't even know.
he didn't even know. See, I wondered I wondered if he knew. I didn't, but there's nothing horrible in it about him.
No, it's just your experience and your take on the experience.
Yeah, and I wrote it as catharsis because I was so beat up after
Right,
that
you
race.
were. Yeah, it was tough.
And it took me 3 years to write. But anyway, so he goes, he wrote a book. She goes, yeah. He goes, "What's it about?" She goes, "His race against you."
You kind of figure in it.
He goes, "Well, I guess I better buy one." So he bought a copy. And so I came back, and she, and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what he was thinking." And, we were kind of joking, "Oh, he's going to sue me," and which he can't. There's nothing in it that's,
No.
it's all public figures and all that. So
Right.
we kind of were joking about that. So the next day I come in, I was running errands, and I come back in, and my manager was talking to a customer, and she goes, "Oh, Rob just walked in." So I go around the corner, and there's Chet.
Yeah.
Right there. He goes, "Rob, I bought your book." And I hadn't seen him since the end of this book. So he said, and I was defensive. I'm like, "Well, now you understand it's coming from my perspective. So, I wrote it. It's my. He goes, no, I want you to know you kept me up till 2 a.m. last night reading this. He goes, I started looking through it and I couldn't stop reading. I couldn't put it down.
Right.
And he goes, and I interrupted him. I said, well, does that mean you'll give me a good review? And he goes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. And so
that's great.
And he goes, unless it would hurt you. And I said, no, I'd love for.
Oh, I think it's awesome.
So he, we ended up talking for over an hour. I mean, because he talked about, I guess he teaches a political science course at Baylor. And one of the things he said he's been trying to get across to his kids is that politics does not have to be a blood sport, that we can, and he said, you and I kept our race civil. And so then we just talked about different things that were in the race and in the book. And it was kind of fun to hear him trying to get information from me, just as far as my perspective on things.
And he wanted his campaign manager to read it.
So before he left, he ended up buying 2 more copies, one for, I guess, somebody at the political science department and his former campaign manager. And we've since talked. I mean, he's assuming he still likes it. Who knows? He may have read through the whole thing. And I don't know this guy, but he shouldn't. I mean, there's really nothing in it that.
Well, it was a pivotal time in Central Texas politics.
That's correct.
In that
we are the ones that, this started the ball rolling to knock him out.
Flip that seat,
Yeah, and so, again, he's not a bad guy, and that's the point of the, I mean, we got along fine personally, and it just, we're on opposite sides. If it was a political Rocky, for those that remember the movie Rocky, he's Apollo Creed.
Yeah, I'm hearing the theme music right now.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to knock him out and, get him out. And we disagree totally on politics, so that's what it was. So anyway, it just lets people know what happens in a campaign. And it's
rough.
Continuing. Oh, yeah.
It's very rough. So it's almost a cautionary tale.
Well,
if somebody's interested in running for public office.
they should, that's a great
they
reference book.
Should.
Yeah, to read, because it'll tell you kind of what you might go through.
Yeah.
Because it's what we went through, but it also talks about the good things too. It's not just all negative. I mean, you meet incredible people.
Oh yeah,
incredible people.
Yeah, I'm sure you make memories that last a lifetime.
Yeah, and they're all, and it's in that book. It just talks about that. So again, I'd highly recommend it. But
yeah, very good. Dead Man Running, and this is the last copy you have.
My sold
copy
out.
I lent to my aunt, so she's got. I would have brought my copy, but she's got it.
We're probably gonna I'm gonna probably have to buy some because I'm supposed to be doing a book signing. Oh, I didn't tell you about that, or did I?
Oh, you hadn't gotten it set.
Yes, we're in August is what I talked with the
good.
manager at Barnes and Noble, and they would like to do book signing probably for both books in August.
Oh, I would think, yeah.
August sometime, because they're now carrying it because it's sold well enough that they
That's great.
are carrying it on the
and
shelves.
I love talking to local authors. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who just creative and of course, in your case, it just totally out of whole cloth came up with an eye for a tooth. Of course, this was your life. So there's a third book?
There is a third book. It's called Scaredy Dog.
Scaredy
If you
Dog.
go to my website, you'll see more about that. It's finished. It's ready to go, but I'm trying to maybe I think I'd like to get an agent for that one because it's gotten such strong reviews. And it's just a fun, just an old-fashioned, fun ghost story.
Fun.
But it's told through the eyes of my hero dog.
Okay.
And it changes point of view, and it's
so the dog is the character.
Yeah, basically the premise is he gets separated from his police. He's a police dog. And he gets separated from his master through an extreme circumstance, and then he's basically just trying to survive. And so he's on the run trying to survive, and he winds up getting captured and put into a small town animal shelter where he's going to be euthanized because they're shutting the shelter down.
Oh no.
And there's one other dog in there, and so that's when the point of view of the book changes, and suddenly you now can see that he understands humans. Humans don't understand him because it's just barking to humans, but he understands them. And he can talk to. And so there's one other dog in the animal shelter, and he has overheard them saying that both of them will be euthanized the next day.
Oh.
And so he is trying to warn this other dog that they're going to, this is going to happen, and she won't listen. He ends up escaping, then decides whether or not to go back and rescue her.
her.
So he finally
So it's a
gives
love
in.
story too.
Well, he finally gives in and decides to go back and rescue the liberal poodle.
Oh, you might know.
He's a
The poodle would
conservative
be-
police dog. And so the two of them have had
I love it.
And so they wind up, he does rescue her. They wind up on the run. And then they get to a big deserted mansion in the middle of the woods that, and so they seek shelter there, and it turns out it's haunted.
Right. Oh.
And
my
there's
goodness.
more to it than that.
So you may have a franchise on your hand with
It's
this.
the first book of a trilogy,
I was gonna
actually.
say,
I've already
absolutely.
started deep into the second book, but
Oh, my.
I've been kind of focused on Dead Man Running and An Eye for a Tooth,
Right,
getting them
right.
going, because they seem to be picking up steam a little bit.
But yeah, getting an agent would be a big help. That
Yeah,
would be
very
good.
much, but
So
it's
that's-
really hard to get agents. I mean, because agents that used to be getting, this is what I've spoken to book clubs and authors clubs and such. One of the things, an agents that used to get maybe 10 manuscripts, every month, they're now getting 100 a week.
Oh,
Because everybody's writing books.
Really?
And so it's really tough
how
to get agents.
interesting.
Yeah, it's really tough to get agents. And that's why it's so...
You have to really stand out,
Yeah, and
in the pack,
and
so
for
to speak.
someone, most of the agents, and now I'm really going to get into inside baseball, and I won't dwell too long on it, but a lot of them are mostly New York centric.
Ah,
So they have a certain point of view
Yeah,
on
here we
life, if
go.
you know what I'm saying.
I know.
And so it's hard, for instance, with Scaredy Dog, the police dog, for some of these people, right there, that
They don't like.
that's a turnoff.
Right.
And so that's
Oh, my gosh.
So that's where it's all at now. And so
Yeah.
but you don't have to go the agent route. You don't have to go the traditional route.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and in fact I'm probably going to be doing some advertising with An Eye for a Tooth here
Yeah.
shortly.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So
Good. Well, it's excellent. I highly recommend both Dead Man Running and An Eye for a Tooth. And again, you can go to Curnock Bookworks website.
it's at robcurnock.com. and
Curnock.
that's correct. Yes.
And yeah,
It'll be a journey to a website that you will never regret.
it's great. Thank you, Rob. You're so much fun, and I appreciate your talent and your creativity and
thank you.
just your dedication and passion for everything. So
Well, thank you.
appreciate
We've
it.
got to win our culture back,
Yeah, we do. I would agree with you.
hanging by a thread.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being with us.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on the screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. With our feature called Popple Direct, you can pop one of your links directly. I turn Direct on for Instagram. Now when I pop someone's phone, it opens directly to my Instagram. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Stay with us. Elizabeth Riley has your Act Locally news. And be sure to like and subscribe to The Ann Harder Show on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
The 4-burner, side sear burner with Clearview glass stainless steel grill from Monument Grills. Made of tempered glass, which is strong, insulated, and allows you to check your grilling without lifting the lid. Our porcelain-coated cast iron cooking grids offer a large cooking surface of 513.3 square inches, primary cooking area, with even heat cooking. The Monument Grills include LED control knobs and are easy to light with pilotless electronic ignition. Better grilling, better value, Monument Grills.
This is the Sonos Arc Ultra, and this is what you need to know about. It represents one of the easiest ways to get into high quality home cinema without loads of cables and faffing around. And that's because the Arc Ultra provides full Dolby Atmos without any rear speakers thanks to its sound motion technology. And Sonos is actually calling sound motion one of the most significant breakthroughs in audio engineering in nearly 100 years. It's an amazing setup, it sounds absolutely fantastic, I love the absence of fat. If you're a Sonos person, there's a reason you're watching this video.
The Feels Like Home Country Music Festival is bringing craft barbecue, live music, and fun activities to the heart of Brownwood, Texas on October 4th. The lineup includes names like the Randy Rogers Band, Pat Green, Bottomland, and many, many more. You can get tickets online at feelslikehomefest.com. Prosper Waco is hosting their Prosperity Dinner on the Avenue on Sunday, October 19th. Drawing inspiration from Waco's 1911 Prosperity Banquet, this event promises to be Waco's social highlight of the year. The 1911 celebration was a sprawling outdoor event emphasizing the city's growth and prosperity that had guests seated at tables lining the yet unpaved 5th Street. This year's Prosperity Dinner will not only lay the groundwork for the decade ahead, but it will also be celebrating Prosper Waco's 10th anniversary. Waco Restaurant Week is also coming to us in October. From October 24th through November 1st, enjoy exclusive menu specials, pop-up events, and creative dining experiences at participating Waco restaurants. This week brings the community together through eating, drinking, and being merry. Bring on the meat sweats and get your taste buds ready for Waco Restaurant Week. I'm Elizabeth Riley with your Act Locally Waco News, and I'll see you next time.
And we're back, and it is great to tell you about the upcoming Waco Civic Theater production of To Kill a Mockingbird. And I have half the cast here in the studio with me, plus the director, Troy Tenney, who is sitting in the middle without a mic because he has gotten over COVID and has totally lost his voice. So we're not even going to try to make you talk, which I'm so sorry that
they're not.
The cast is okay with it. So let me start with introductions. Bo Roby is Scout. And we have Demetrius Ellis, who is going to be our Tom Robinson, and Ross Caraway. Atticus Finch. You look like a lawyer. Are you a lawyer in real life?
Not a lawyer, but in real life, I actually am from the education was my trade, I guess, so to speak. But I don't know. I try to prove a point from time to time. Yeah.
And I understand you have a child named Atticus.
I do.
What are the odds?
I know it. 7-year-old son named Atticus. He said, you got to tell them that my name's Atticus. It's a sure-in for you to get the role.
For you to get the role.
That's right.
Well, the show is going to be taking the stage September 4th through the 14th. I understand one show is already sold out. The local bar association bought the whole theater out, which is awesome. But what a tremendous story. Of course, most people probably are familiar with the film version of it. So did Gregory Peck's portrayal affect you at all?
It did. And I'll tell you, Gregory Peck does such an incredible job with that role. But I really did feel like I knew some people growing up that kind of had portrayed that same type of mentorship and guidance type role, and also being in the role of education and knowing the story myself. It was just it's just such a monumental role, to take on.
So Demetrius, tell me a little bit about yourself. You're playing the defendant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Wrongly accused.
yes, ma'am. And so I'm in the education realm as well.
Are you?
I'm an administrator. Yes, ma'am. What I liked about this opportunity is, and I probably shouldn't be saying this as an administrator, but in high school, I remember 2 books from my high school education career.
Which were they?
And one was The Giver, and then one was To Kill a Mockingbird. And so when this opportunity came, I took a chance and jumped on it.
Yeah. Bo, so you are one of the key players in this because Scout just kind of captures all our hearts in her loving attitude she has. What have you found to be a challenge about playing the role of Scout?
I guess the scenes that I have to be scared. I'm not good at that. It's
That's
coming
where the
easier
acting
now.
comes in.
Yeah, it's
right.
coming easier now that I do it.
Yeah. You things kind of come by road. Do you yell at her, or I'm not going to ask you a question.
The real challenge for Scout, she's on 101 of the 103 pages of the story.
Well, that's right. I mean, Scout is in most of the the scenes. And so is this your first acting gig, or have you been doing a lot of things before?
Yes, this is my first real play.
Really?
I was in one at school, but it didn't really count. It was just a play for our class.
Yeah, something you sort of made up.
No, I think we got it offline.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like a Harry Potter play.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So why did you decide you wanted to audition for this role?
I wanted to start trying new things because, like, I don't know why. I just wanted to try it. And I found the play at school really fun. And I wanted to try this.
Good. You get the acting bug. Okay, so for the two of you as well, your first foray onto the boards, as they say?
It is, yep. I remember doing a little bit of high school theater, but that was a very long time ago. And so enjoyed watching the shows at the Waco Civic Theater. And I said, if this show, Mockingbird, ever comes to Waco, I would love the opportunity to try to audition for it. So,
Well, and for yourself.
And same thing. I think I tried to talk myself out of it a couple of times. Mr. Tenney wouldn't let me talk myself out of it. But same thing as both said, is trying different things. And I always encourage my students and my personal kids to try different things and get out of their comfort zone. And so I'm excited about the opportunity to do that.
Well, and that's what's so wonderful about a civic theater, because the civic part is you're not professional actors. And this is just an opportunity to stretch yourself and to really kind of, well, I think when you do a show, it really kind of becomes a part of you.
mm-hmm.
Do you kind of find you take on some of the attributes of Scout?
Yes.
Like what? Can you tell me?
Like, I'm not girly. Well, that's mostly
Okay,
it.
that was a cute little over. I mean, that could be your costume, really.
For like a lot, like 2 years of my life, I would refuse to wear pink or dresses or anything really. Like I was like 8 maybe.
Yeah, so you kind of get her vibe. You get the whole Scout thing. Some of the other characters, I know you're having to speak for Troy. This will be a Troy question. But some of your fellow actors, are they also kind of new to the Civic Theater, or
There's a mix.
yeah,
Kind of a
A
mix.
strong group.
a strong group,
Strong.
right? Yeah. In fact, I did speak to a friend of mine who is going to be in the jury pool. He agreed to do that because it was a relatively short.
But it's been good to have a mix of some with theater background and some without a theater background, because we're kind of feeding off of some of their habits and some of their work habits
Sure.
and things like that. And so it's been helpful to have a good mix of both. You know what I mean?
Okay, so how long have you been rehearsing?
We've just finished our second week in rehearsing, kind of blocking everything, and now we're working our way kind of back to the beginning and starting to work our way through some of the more intricate parts of it.
All right, and for you, Demetrius, what has kind of surprised you about this process since you're a first-time actor?
Yeah, so just the variety of ranges. When I'm telling people about it, I'm bragging, especially the younger ones. I'm like, there's some 9-year-olds that's been doing it for 20 years. I mean,
Right.
it's just how good they are.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. This is my first time doing it, and so as we're there the first night and we're reading, you can just see people are helpful, not judging. It was a good feeling, and so that's what I enjoy about it.
So he can't talk. So what are your thoughts on the director?
Oh my gosh, he
What do
is
you do?
just so. He pushes us and pushes. No, he has
You just
been
can't hear his directions
absolutely-
right now.
No, he's been absolutely great. He finds a way to just tweak a little thing here and there and get the most out of everybody. And so I know it's been a challenge, at first without the voices and everything,
Yeah.
but he finds a way. He's found a way. So
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Yeah, got to get those vocal cords healed. That's a big time prayer right now. But
I tell the actors and that my job is to create the moments and give them a place to tell the story, but it's their job to tell the story.
they have to tell the story. No, you're absolutely right, and the story is so great. Do you have a favorite scene, Bo, in what you're doing?
I really like the ham scene where I'm in a
Oh yeah,
costume.
the ham.
Like getting
Oh, the
attacked.
ham costume.
I like being in the ham costume.
Oh, they've already got it. Good to go. I mean, that's one thing. The sets and all are. That is a big part of the character line too, right?
That's right. And I think we showed up and they had already started prepping this like a long time ago. They did some work out there gathering up pieces here and there. And so they've already put a lot of thought into this so far. But yeah, we've got our ham costume all ready to go. Yeah.
Oh man. And so some of the other characters, do you know who some of your fellow castmates are? Like Boo, we got Boo Radley.
We do. We have an outstanding Boo Radley who's got a little bit of background with theater already, it looks like. And then we Miss Maudie, the neighbor of the Finch family. She's also got some background in theater and so many others. So it's just a great mix and a lot of leaning on each other for just ways to tweak things a little bit based on what he says.
Okay, so do you have a favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene is really I consider it kind of a mob scene in front of the courthouse where Atticus is kind of stationed out in front of the courthouse defending Tom Robinson, and the mob comes and approaches, and it's really when the children come take over and they say, "Hey, this is not right." And everybody, they settle the situation themselves. It's kind of how it plays out a lot of times in life, isn't it?
Absolutely. Of course, Harper Lee was brilliant in this. And again, Demetrius said, one of your favorite books that you read?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One of the ones I remember.
That's right. Well, yeah, we read a lot of books. I read a lot that I don't remember. But this one just had such a profound impact, I think, on people because of the whole, underlying theme of racism and, and prejudice and things that we need to always be reminded of.
Yes, ma'am.
Idris and I were talking on the phone the other night, and he said, this guy's fighting for his life. I said, absolutely. And I could just hear it click for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's going to click for a lot of folks in the audience as well. I know, again, this will be staged for the Waco Civic Theater on September 4th through the 14th. You can go online to secure your tickets, and I would suggest you do that right away because they're gonna sell out. And thank you all so much for spending some time with me here to tell me about what's happening in your lives. And I'd love to hear from you about what the experience is like after the fact, So you're kind of right in the middle of everything right now. But Troy, I appreciate you and get that voice well. And Demetrius, again, all the best to you and to Ross, to both. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions, smart toilets, kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
Let's unbox the all-new Walking Pad X21. It is the hottest thing on the fitness market right now. Whew. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, Walking Pad. So after using the Walking Pad, I absolutely loved it. For the price, I adore it. I highly recommend it.
Hi, my name's Erica and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
With me tonight, I'm on a collision course with some bottom shelf of whiskey. I know that I can't keep this up, running away forever, but it stops my hands from shaking, helps me hold it all together. I know that you're here, that you don't come empty-handed, but I can't seem to let myself let you come and save me. I can get myself out of this hole without a savior. Just gotta put this shovel down and stop digging deeper. Can't make myself leave, but I know that I can't stay. This place will take everything I've got, then take more anyway. But if today's the day that I may take my last breath, know I live my life to love you, and I'll continue that in death. I know that you're here and that you don't come empty-handed, but I can't seem to let myself let you come and save me. I can get myself out of this hole without a savior. Just gotta put this shovel down and stop digging deeper. Oh, I want you to know that I can see your outstretched hand. But if I let you fix me now, what happens to me then? 'Cause I know that you're here and that you don't come empty-handed, but I can't seem to let myself let you come and save me. I can get myself out of this hole without a savior. I just gotta put this shovel down and stop digging deeper.
Labor Day is a day for honoring America's workers and celebrating their contributions to everything we cherish about our country. The holiday is rooted in the vibrant labor movement of the late 19th century, when labor activists pushed for a federal holiday to recognize how ordinary workers from coast to coast built America's strength, prosperity, and well-being. In the beginning, labor activists called for wider recognition with parades, picnics, and speeches. The first recorded celebration of this kind took place on September 5, 1882, in New York City. The Central Labor Union organized a day of street parades, picnics, and parties to exhibit the strength and camaraderie of the trade and labor organizations in the community. Thousands marched from City Hall all the way to 42nd Street. The practice spread quickly across the nation. In 1887, only 5 years later, Oregon became the first U.S. state to make Labor Day an official public holiday. By 1894, 30 states were officially celebrating Labor Day. Congress acted to make Labor Day a federal holiday to be celebrated the first Monday of September. And on June 28, 1894, President Grover Cleveland signed the bill into law. Though the law only made Labor Day an official holiday for federal workers, over time, the holiday spread to all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and U.S. territories. And it now applies to all state and local government employees. Private employers generally recognize the day as a holiday, too. Working people are the backbone of our country and keep our economy moving. It's the U.S. Department of Labor's great privilege to carry on the spirit of those 19th century laborers who created Labor Day by celebrating and lifting up the contributions and importance of America's workers. For more information, visit dol.gov/Labor Day.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices, and that goes back to the absolute basics.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Have you ever wondered why we celebrate Labor Day? Well, here's the 411 and why it's so relevant today. So basically, during the late 1800s, capitalism was popping off. And all this new technology like AI, assembly, trains, steel, was all coming on the scene and making work a lot more efficient. And while this was fantastic for capitalistic warlords, it wasn't so great for the average American working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Weekends, PTO, retirement, never heard of her. People were literally dying at work. They were getting sick, they were living in slums, they were getting paid absolutely nothing, their kids were working with them. But then we heard about a little thing called unions. It's when all the little guys get together and they're more powerful than the big guy. So on September 5th, a bunch of New Yorkers were like, hey, how about we don't go to work today? We go over to the square, now called Union Square, and we just have a barbecue and protest. But the capitalistic warlords did not like this boundary setting. They were like, just work 200 hours a week for $1. What's so hard? But Americans were like, no, we're not gonna do that. So they organized, they protested, they fought, it was violent. And that is the only reason why we have a 40-hour work week, weekends, PTO, benefits, any of that stuff. So that's the 411 and happy Labor Day.
Getting pretty tired of nights like this, laying awake and tossing and turning. My heart keeps telling me it ain't mine, but for you it keeps on burning. So what do I have to do to get my nights back from you? So what do I have to say so I can let myself move on to better days? Show me a sign that there's someone there. Tell me that my prayers are going somewhere. My heart is tired and my soul is broken. Lying awake still holding out hope you'll save me. I'm hoping you'll save me. So go on ahead and ring that bell. I'm ready to fight another round. Line them up, let's knock them down. I can still remember your name, but it's still early. You ain't even here, still hitting me where it hurts. Show me a sign that there's someone there. Tell me that my prayers are going somewhere. My heart is tired and my soul is broken. Laying awake still holding out hope you'll save me. Hoping you'll save me. Name don't mean a damn thing to no one. I guess that's how that stays. 'Cause all this bitching ain't doing me no good, and you ain't listening anyway. Show me a sign that there's someone there. Tell me that my prayers are going somewhere. My heart is tired and my soul is broken. Laying awake still holding out hope you'll save me. Hoping you'll save me, yeah.
Thanks for being with us. Join me tomorrow when my guests will be classical musicians Dr. Philip Border and his wife Gerano, a cello-violin duo. They're about to release new music. Tango y Choro. It's music from Argentina and Brazil. Fascinating discussion. You have a great holiday, though. Bye-bye.